instantly texted you. And then
That's Liverpool.
it was
Dude,
funny though because I saw 2-0 and I didn't even check until you texted me and you said, "Oh my God, what a comeback!" And I was like, "What?" And I
right.
checked the score and I was like, "Bro, what did I miss?" Like, and they
Dude,
scored literally, I think it was 3 goals in like 10 minutes or something like that.
yeah,
Or
you literally, bro,
ridiculous, dude.
back to back. I think it was late too. They were late goals,
They were.
and
They were
that
pretty. Let me see.
see what I was worried about was because you had Liverpool. It was just money line. It wasn't by 1.5 or anything. So I was worried that like Liverpool would have even drew because if they drew, they still
Right,
would
they're
have
still going through. Right,
exactly. They
exactly.
did not need to win that
Right,
game.
right. They didn't
So
have the incentive.
right. So that's why I was really nervous when Villa took the 2-0 lead. I'm like, "Okay, buddy, they're gonna go for a draw. You lost." I didn't want to
Yeah.
say it, but that's
Right.
my
And then
first thought.
so we had Fabinho 62nd minute, Diaz 67th minute, Mane 74th minute. So it's
Yeah,
like
they're
3 goals in
like
12 minutes.
that's insane. That's clutch as fuck.
Yeah,
This
That's
is
so clutch, bro. So
pretty
who
good.
else is on that ticket for you, Fig? Who else is on that ticket?
I have Blue Jays -1.5 against the Yankees. I know they. I see. I bet it yesterday, but that was really stupid of me. That was just like me being a Jays fan,
Yeah,
and I should have known better, bro. Like Ross Stripling, like he
it's
actually
okay.
played good yesterday, but like, yeah, still,
End of
bro.
the day, it's
Like,
baseball, bro. Anything can happen.
right,
It's like
right. But I
hockey,
feel really comfortable with Mano on the mound. He's
hundred
been doing
percent.
really good, and he always pitches good against the Yankees.
He
He
does,
always
bro. You're
pitches
right.
good against the Yankees.
And
It's
he's
so
starting
weird.
off the year really, really hot, which is
Right,
good
I
to
think he's
see.
4-0 with
Four
like
and
a
zero.
1.77 ERA, which is
Yep,
ridiculous.
exactly. And the
Ridiculous.
pitcher he's facing, who's he facing again?
Tyone, Jameson
Right,
Tyone.
looking at
But
like a
yeah,
three
Tyone's
six
okay.
ERA.
Right, like he's okay, but he's had a pretty rough start to the year.
Right.
And I think the Blue Jays, their last night, they only scored. I think it was only 2 runs they scored. I think they was like 3-2. But they had like so many chances to score so many runs, and they just didn't. And like,
Right.
but and then I have them, and then I have the Panthers -1.5 against Washington. That's my ticket.
That's gonna be a tough game, but it's gonna be fun to watch. I'm excited to see the Panthers watching tonight because
Yeah.
that's almost like the game that we watched yesterday with Toronto and Tampa. It's gonna be like wow, like either the Capitals can go super super hard or you're gonna see Florida just take over. You get what I mean?
Right.
It's
Florida
gonna be an
sweep.
amazing game, bro.
I honestly think Florida in 5, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes like 6.
We'll find
That's just
Uh,
out.
my opinion.
I guess we'll see tonight with
uh,
game one. It's probably starting actually like
wait,
right now, or
is it actually?
is it 7:30? A 7:30 start?
Uh,
I think it's a 7:30 because I think the Penguins are at 7.
Right.
Yeah, Penguins are 7. They're 7:30.
So this recording is literally the day after of day one
Of
of
the
this of
playoffs.
the playoffs. So
Right.
let's get into that. Like I really want to talk about that Leafs game yesterday. That Leafs game was insane.
Stellar. Stellar
Stellar.
performance. Literally, like
Stellar.
I was telling my mom and Dean this, and like my girlfriend too, when because we were all watching the game together, and I told him I'm like, this is the best. Even like regular season too, because I've seen them
Yes,
have
bro.
really good regular season games, but any regular season or playoff game I've ever watched, ever out of any Leafs game, that was like everything. They did so
Overall,
well,
bro.
offensively,
Offensively,
defensively, forcing turnovers, gap control, not giving Tampa dangerous chances. The PK was
PK. Oh my
amazing, dude.
god, bro. That PK
Amazing. I
was to
mean, they've been
die
good all
for.
year. Yeah, and they've been good all year, but to see them
Was
do
it
that to
what,
Tampa
what was that,
is
bro? 11 minutes on the PK or was it 9 minutes on the
oh
PK?
something.
Something
Yeah,
bro,
yeah,
the
something
power play
crazy. And
on
they
Thursday.
had 5 minutes straight. Get that in, guys, cuz Clifford took that penalty early in the
right,
first and they had 5
right,
minutes to kill. And they
right.
fucking destroy them on that 5 minutes power
They
play.
outshot Tampa.
And they
They
outshot them on
outshot
their own
Tampa
PK, bro.
on a five
Insane.
minute major, dude, which is
Insane.
insane.
Wow.
And I think that was a huge momentum shift once they killed that. Once they
100%.
killed that, I think it was a huge momentum shift for the Leafs for sure.
Oh,
Um,
Campbell played amazing.
yeah, Campbell played
Oh
great,
yeah,
and the one
stellar.
He,
thing I liked about it
he,
was he made saves that he was able to make, like easy saves. Like they
Right.
didn't work him too hard. Where like
Right.
he's gonna cross crease 2-on-1, like just stuff like that. Like it was just really easy saves. They made the game really easy for him. And when I feel like when they do that, Campbell could easily be like a 920, 930 save percentage guy. Like no problem.
Right. And
oh, yeah.
Campbell looked really calm, really collective. He wasn't jumpy. It wasn't
Right.
like he was not nervous at all. It was just a regular game for him. He was ready
He
to
was
play.
locked in. He
He
was
was
locked
locked
in
in. That
straight
whole
from the
team was
get-go.
ready to play, man. They were
Oh, yeah.
stellar
Right.
last night.
I think Campbell, he's not quite like he was in November at the start of the year, but he looks closer to being that November self than he was in like when he was in January and February and
Right.
struggling. He
Right.
looks a lot closer to the November self, which is really good to see coming into the series for sure.
100%. That the next game that we could talk about, we have the St. Louis game. I really want to talk about Fleury's performance, and me and Tay were talking about this before we started the recording, but I feel like Fleury was way too jumpy in net.
Right.
Very,
Really
very
squarely,
good.
Right.
really
And
squarely. Because I didn't see the game, but I saw the
little
see
bits.
the first or second goal,
Yeah.
Perron, but it was the one where he made the save originally, and then it
Yep.
went off to the side, and Perron buried it, and he kind of like he tried to get
He
there,
tried. But if you
but
notice, if you watch that back, he had his pad out and then he brought his pad back in. And it
right,
and I
right,
and then that's where I'm like fucking really jumpy Flurry. Like if you were just calm and collective, you made the first save, you go for the rebound and you slide. You slide
right,
and you're staying big. You're going to make that second save. And honestly,
yeah,
those goals is what turns you off. Like as a
right,
lacrosse goalie, when you let in shit goals, well, it wasn't a shit goal. You know what? It was a rebound. It was a nice shot. But when you let in those goals, it hurts, and then you
right,
just you
right,
lose confidence. And I think that's what happened. Was Fleury lost a lot of confidence. He also
yeah.
had a penalty shot early in the first period that he saved.
Was gonna say it's really funny because like when you I was watching the highlights and I saw that and I was like, oh, okay, he's looking pretty. That's a
Right.
really good start to like kind of build yourself some confidence and get you throughout the game and
Yep.
sort of thing. And then just after that, he just did not. He couldn't settle in the game at all,
Right. I still
at
think
all.
that if Fleury wasn't net, it still would. I feel like it would have been a blown out game. Like we were talking maybe 6-7-0 because St. Louis had a lot of chances. Husso played really solid in there for the Blues. The Wild were given great chances as well. They had so many power. Well, they had a few power plays in the second where they had great chances and they could have capitalized and they didn't.
Yeah, Huso had a 37 save shutout,
Yeah, bro,
which is insane.
amazing, bro. Like him and Campbell, bro. Like really good to see these goalies performing like that.
Yeah. Say, how do you feel about that game? You feel-
Uh, uh, sorry, wait, one sec, one sec.
I feel like you would just agree with the Flurry, bro, because you were talking about that as well. Like you actually were the one that said it. Flurry was just really jumpy.
I think that's the thing with Fleury in the playoffs. So it's like you get a game like this, but then you'll get two games where he's just like insane and you just
Right.
cannot score on him. But it's that balance kind of thing,
That's Flurry.
so to say. So, but
Another
all right.
goaltending game, and I'll let Tay start this one off. I want to talk about that Kings game. I want to talk about Smith. Tay talked about that a lot. Tell us, man. Tell us about Smith. I awful goaltending.
I, yeah. So, like I was saying, honestly, he's not a playoff goalie.
No.
In my, it's a very like it's more of an opinion, you know.
And
But
Yeah.
I think we all could agree
he,
on
he
that.
doesn't he doesn't perform well
No.
in the playoffs at all.
Right.
But it's not only that, right? Like the whole game. I don't know if you guys watched, but the whole reason why Edmonton stayed in that game was the McDavid and Draisaitl line.
Correct.
Like
Exactly.
David scored an end goal,
Yep.
he walked through the whole team.
Right.
Again, Draisaitl another one, sniped another one.
Yeah, he tipped
Uh,
it in actually. It was really nice. It was a really
yeah, and
nice
then
goal.
the next goal was on their line too. I'm pretty sure. Uh,
Yeah,
Whoever the other
that
one
first
is,
line scored. I think how many goals did Edmonton score? Three. I think
they
They
they scored
scored.
scored two of the
two of the
three,
three.
unless Yama, because does Yamamoto play with McDavid? No,
No, I don't think
no.
so.
Oh, because they have Hyman. That's right. They have Hyman
Right.
with McDavid, and yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But they scored two of the three goals, and I'm sure they caused honestly a lot of chances too, and they could have
Yeah,
put a lot more in there. But
I personally think
they
that
played pretty
Smith
good.
costed them the game. That last
Right.
goal was not called for. He needs to play position. He needs to be in net,
Right.
and he costed them game one. And I think that's gonna hurt
Yeah, and not even that.
and
Like,
that
I'm not too mad about him playing the puck. It's where he played the
where he
puck.
played it
It's like
exactly.
there's no like I get it. You see a guy wide open down the middle of the ice. You don't throw it down the middle of the
That's
ice, man.
suicide,
Like,
bro. It's
absolutely
right,
suicide.
never.
That's a suicide pass. That can go two ways. Either your guy's gonna connect with the puck and he's gonna get laid out in the middle of the ice because he's not gonna be seeing 360 where someone's coming from, or you're gonna let up. You're gonna get intercepted and you're gonna get scored on, and that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
So we had one more game yesterday: Carolina and Boston. Did you guys watch that game? I
Yeah,
watched
Carolina's just so fast positionally.
dominant.
Like, oh my god, it's so fascinating to watch them play. Honestly,
Yeah, I agree.
Boston again, a lot of chances, but they couldn't put it away.
Right. I think Boston actually outshot them that game in game one, or at least in the first two periods they were outshot. Carolina
Yeah,
was.
they outshot him 36-25.
Yeah. So
Carolina scored 5 goals on 25 shots, and the
Boston
one
had a
was
lot of
empty net.
chances.
But yeah,
When I was watching that Boston or first period, Boston had great chances, bro. They had such a strong first period, and honestly, that's where I thought in my head when I was watching the first period of that game, I was like, this could be a really good series. Boston has a really good chance at doing some damage to Carolina and proving themselves in this playoffs. But then again, they didn't, right? Like it's
right.
hockey, shit happens. You
It
know,
was I think it was 0-0, like
going into the
halfway through the
second,
second,
yeah,
like halfway through the second even. It
yeah,
was like 0-0 still.
yeah.
I can see the series going to 7 games for sure, though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not
I think I
gonna
had
like
Carolina. I
Boston's been to the finals so many times. Like I'm not gonna underestimate them at all.
No,
right.
definitely not, and especially from that offensive performance. I think
Right.
Boston, if the Boston could score some more goals, they have
And they
the
will.
shooting's there, the chances are there. They just need to bury. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that with the experience that they have and the way they play that physical game, because I see Carolina's more like how the Leafs are. Like they can play physical, but they're not a physical team.
I
Like that's
agree.
not what they are at first. And I think Boston can kind of throw their bodies around, and maybe they can kind of take a game here or there. I think I had them in Carolina at 5 or 6.
Yeah,
I can't remember what I said, 5 or 6. But it honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Boston takes them 7 because it very well could go 7 for sure with the way Boston has played in previous playoffs.
hopefully, I really want to see Ranta do well. To be
Right.
honest, I think he had a great game yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, what's the word on Anderson?
I think
Have you guys
he.
heard
I'm not
anything
too
about
sure. Let me
Anderson?
double check that real quick. I know he was supposed to be out for a little bit, but so as of now they're saying day to day. So he
Okay.
could be back in the series probably within game 3, game 4.
See, and
Seems like yeah,
this can
they'll
hurt
give him a few
Anderson,
more.
right? Because
Right.
last year with Toronto, you had Campbell take his spot basically as that number one goalie,
Right.
and then this year, if Ranta plays really well the next 2 to 3 games, they're probably gonna go with Ranta, and they're just
I,
gonna continue
I'd
with the hot
consider it.
goalie, right?
I'd consider it. Yeah,
Right,
because I was gonna say
exactly.
like it's really tough to throw a guy in who hasn't played. His last game
Especially off injury,
was
bro.
April 16th. His last game was April 16th. So he hasn't played in like 2 or 3 weeks. Um, I can't remember what injury it was. They say undisclosed. So
Could be
I'm
anything,
not
bro.
entirely sure what the injury was, but
Undisclosed
maybe
could
like
be many things.
right. Could be a groin, could be something just sore,
Right.
whatever. But
But being
it's
off for
like
3 weeks undisclosed, that's kind of weird, eh?
right. That's what I mean. That's kind of a little sketchy, especially for a goalie. Like you don't want goalies sitting out that long because it just gets them out of rhythm, and it's really hard to try and kind of get that rhythm back.
Right.
And like you said, I think honestly, the only time I can see them putting Anderson back in the series, maybe if they beat Boston in 5 or something like that. Five
Yep.
games, they have a little bit of a break before round 2. They can kind of get a couple practices in, get Anderson kind of a little bit of rhythm, try and get him skating, see how he's doing. Like I'm sure they're doing that now, but
But then you don't
try and
count out
ramp it up a
Ranta.
little bit.
Just never count
Right.
out Ranta.
But if Ranta proves himself in the playoffs, they'll leave him in.
A hundred
Right.
percent, 100%.
Right.
That's what a good coach should do. A good coach should always
Right.
go with the goalie that's hot, the goalie that's performing. Right now, Ranta, I thought he performed great last night,
Yep.
and
Right.
honestly, I hope he has a good game too tomorrow. I really
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think, like you said, I think there's probably no reason to take the guy out of a net when he hasn't lost the net, so to say. Like if he
Exactly.
has the net and he's been playing well, just ride it out,
Let it
and you
be,
never
bro.
know. I mean, St. Louis rode with Bennington and they won a cup, so
Exactly. Exactly. That's a
Exactly. I was gonna say that
perfect
too.
fucking example. And now, hopefully, Huso can do some damage for them in the back end.
right.
So we can move on to the games today. If you guys want to maybe do a little prediction, I'm gonna try to get this uploaded before the last game. So who do we got? We got Florida and Capitals playing today. Let's start
Right.
off with that. Predictions on Florida Capitals game one.
I'm gonna go Florida. I think,
I'm going with Florida because they're at home, man.
Yep.
yeah, I think at home they got Ekblad back. Um, I think they're gonna. I don't know. We've seen Florida score a lot of goals, but we've seen them kind of have these lapses defensively,
Yep.
and I think they're gonna try and tighten that up a little bit. Bobrovsky's kind of hot and cold. Just depends. It's just whatever the night is. I think Florida would take this game. Probably, if I have to give a score, I'm going to say like 4-2, maybe a 5-3, because they were pretty high scoring games between the three matchups that they had between the regular season. So
Yep.
maybe like a 5-3 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I know Washington could score against Florida. I'm probably gonna have to make this game close. Just for the first one, I really do think it's gonna be a 5-4 Florida game or a 4-3 Florida game. I think it's gonna be close. I don't think we're gonna see the blowout that everyone thinks Florida's gonna deliver to Washington. I think Washington is deserves a little bit more respect. I think that they're a good team overall. Anything could happen. Again, it's hockey. So I'm gonna go 4-3 Florida. I want to see Washington keep it close.
I like that. I like that.
4-3. All right. Penguins and Rangers starting right now. What do you guys got on that one?
I'm going with the Pens, man.
You're crazy, bro. I love it though. Fuck it.
I'm
Pens.
going to go Rangers just because they're at home.
Yeah.
But honestly, it gets weird because the Rangers have dominated the Pens throughout the regular season, and it was really weird because they played one game really early in the season, and then they played like three times within like 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
like between the middle of March and like the first week of April.
And the Rangers played really, really well.
Right, and they just flat out dominated them all those three games, and I think I think the Rangers probably take it at home. I think Igor has a good game. He's been playing well all year for the most part. He had a couple games here and there towards the end where he kind of had some little effers, but I think he bounces back. I think he plays really well. I'll probably go, hmm, I'll go like 3-1 Rangers.
Yeah, that's a good score for me.
I think
I
3-1.
agree. I really think the
He's-
Rangers are gonna take this game. I don't think it's gonna be close.
I was
I
gonna say the
opposite.
same score, Kyle, but Pittsburgh instead.
Ah
Where
man,
okay.
see, and that's what I like to hear though. It's
Gotta see,
honest.
we gotta see one upset tonight. We're gonna see
Right,
one,
right.
And
and
I
And I
think
think
you guys are gonna
it's
laugh,
gonna be the Rangers, man. I'm
bro.
telling you.
I want to say this just because I want to speak it into existence. But Nashville Predators and Colorado Avalanche, I will die of laughter if Nashville can take game one
if
No,
with
Nashville wins without
Colorado at home,
Soros in that,
bro.
that is insane.
I really want
Insanity.
to see that upset because it would be so funny. It would be hilarious. Colorado is a huge favorite to even just win the
Right,
Stanley Cup. I want to see
right.
Nashville take game one or game two and just scare them. Just
Yeah.
be that little boogeyman, bro.
we'll
But
see.
I agree with Tay in the sense that if there is going to be an upset tonight, which usually there tends to be an
Yeah,
upset throughout every night or so, or a couple games throughout the series.
right.
We saw that with the Kings against the Oilers yesterday. I wouldn't say it's that much of an upset, but it was still an upset.
Well,
But if
the
there's
odds were the same. Like the odds they had Edmonton at a minus 200.
oh
This game they
wow,
have Colorado at a minus 300, but
wow,
still it's what 50 cents or 25 cents different. It's not that much. It's the same odds almost in my opinion. And I think Edmonton they had Vegas had Edmonton as a huge favorite, and I don't see why they did that. I don't know why. It made no
yeah.
sense to me.
I was gonna say you just at minus 200. Like wow, that's
It's
really
dangerous.
big favorites. That's
It
like I was
is,
thinking
bro.
like 130
If you
maybe,
can get the
but
Kings at a plus 140, you're laughing. You're laughing. The Kings at a plus 140 against the Edmonton Oilers, you're laughing. And now you have the Nashville Predators at a plus 255. That's a
right.
little. Vegas is basically saying this is Avalanche's game. I want to see the upset. I'm going.
And yeah,
I'm going 2-1 for Nashville. I'm going 2-1.
Wow.
Yo,
Okay,
watch,
that
watch, bro.
is wow.
Watch,
That's quite the take.
dude. I think
No Kadri for Avalanche, by the way. I just realized that too.
Riddich is gonna have a night, buddy. Riddich is gonna have a night.
I'll say like 3-2 Colorado.
At least you're keeping it close.
I'm gonna say like I don't know. I want to say like 4-2, maybe 5-2 for Colorado. I'm thinking because of an empty net too, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like if Colorado gets like one goal or two goals kind of sort of quick within like the first like period or maybe the little bit beginning of the second half or second period rather, no second half. But a little bit in the beginning of the second period, I think they're gonna kind of just try and run away with it because Nashville's gonna try and do pinch a little bit extra, try and get a goal here or there, try and come
right.
back in the game. and that's going to create a lot more chances for Colorado. And I think they'll kind of run away with it. But like I said, I think that only happens if they get like a couple early. The longer it goes, where it's tight, where it's like 0-0 or 1-1, I think it's playing way more in the Nationals' favor for sure.
Duchesne's playing tonight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Duchesne's playing. Yeah, the
Where's
only
the rest
people that are
playing?
out are Saros and Lausen, Jeremy Lausen,
Okay.
which is a D
I
man.
still think
So
Nashville has a chance. Don't
right,
don't bring that. It's just goaltending that they have to worry about. And honestly, anything can happen. A goalie can have a hot night, bro.
right.
Colgren had his nights, but that is regular season. That I know that is regular season. But what I'm trying to say is, goalies can have their nights. You can always shine. Anything can happen. Last game, because I want to kind of keep this one short. Dallas and Calgary. What are your takes on that game? This could be another upset game. This is the Calgary Flames. They like to score, but sometimes when
Right.
they don't score, they don't fucking score.
Yeah.
On with Calgary, man.
You're going with Calgary?
I agree with you. I agree.
I kind of want to go Calgary, but like, I just have this weird feeling Dallas is just gonna like catch them off guard or something. I don't know.
It could
I just have a
happen.
weird feeling. Like, I'm gonna say like 3-2 Dallas.
Okay.
I think they're just gonna catch them off guard. I think the Flames play well, but I just think the Stars play just that much better, so to say. Because I don't know.
I'm gonna give
I'm
it
gonna
just
go
Calgary.
weird,
with
man.
I'm gonna go with like a 5-1, 5-2 Calgary.
Yeah, I'm going 4-2 Calgary for sure, or 5-2 Calgary. I think they're gonna bury. I really do. I don't think
Yeah,
Dallas is that strong.
they're gonna
Let's see what
set
happens.
like they're gonna set their tones like right from the first game, bro.
Right.
For sure.
Calgary has a lot of strong games at home. Like they play really
Right.
well at home, and the first two games are gonna be pretty tough for Dallas. I think.
Yeah. Daryl Sutter, man. He coaches some good teams.
Hundred
Way he
percent, bro.
coaches, if he was a coach for the Leafs,
Hey man, Sheldon Keefe
Sheldon
is doing
Keefe played that first game well. He
he
doing
really
a
did.
good
did.
No,
job.
no,
He
I'm
really
not
did.
saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. I
No,
I,
yeah, yeah.
I would take Daryl Sutter over Keefe,
Hundred
but I'm not
percent.
saying Keefe did a bad job. But I'm just saying if Sutter was coaching the Leafs, holy
But
cow,
I
I
bet you
think we'd have a
guys,
cup.
when Clifford took that penalty, how many of us in this call were yelling at Sheldon Keefe, saying, "Why the fuck would you send Clifford out to do that? Why are you allowing him to not be disciplined? Why are you allowing that to happen?"
I can understand why throwing Clifford out there for like maybe game one kind of set the tone, play a little bit physical. That was just a stupid
It's
penalty he
a,
took, first
it's
of
a
all.
That
statement
penalty
as
could
well
have
too.
costed you the game, bro.
Right, and he got a 1 game suspension too.
Right, which is not bad.
So
I
at
do
least we know
understand.
we're gonna see Spezza next game, which I'm excited because I think Spezza
I think he's
he's
gonna
big enough to
perform.
still throw the body around, and he is definitely way more of a threat offensively.
Yes.
I think could help with the fourth line, even though you might not need that from the fourth line. It's still nice to kind of have that um, secondary scoring option.
Right.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
Right now we should do a little tea break. Let's get the NHL clip of the week. NHL clip of the week. So we're gonna get that tuned in.
Felt like this before, we don't talk about it.
Penalty shot.
And it's gonna be a penalty shot for Derek Saunders.
Oh my
Derek
god.
Saunders is on the break, and he's off, and he's going left and right, and he scores! Derek Saunders, number 11! Wow! He makes him play! Whoa!
Check that out.
That one's featuring Sam.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Amazing. Thank you. So I think we're good here. We're gonna cut it short because we are in the playoffs. I just kind of wanted to get a recap of day one, and now we got day two. And by the time this is uploaded, we'll get to see how we did right for the next video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Episode 3 is live now. Subscribe, like. Yeah, you guys want to say your
Share with your
goodbyes?
friends.
See you in a few days.
Yes, sir. All right, thank you.